500 years ago, an unprecedented meteor shower tore through space and formed a huge black hole. Like shooting stars, countless monsters poured out from it, and humanity gave them the name evil spirits. The evil spirits fed on humans and the people who were so weak, they had no way of fighting back. The surviving humans were forced to establish many safety zones. And so, the war against the evil spirits began. Not long after, humans extracted a special substance from the evil spirits, and scientists injected it into animals, causing them to mutate and become much stronger. Humans with strong spiritual power can sign contracts with these mutated animals to make them become spirit pets. As a result, a whole new job appeared, Spirit Master. They are humanity's newfound hope to fight against evil spirits. And as a being who can oppose evil spirits and protect mankind, Spirit Masters are highly regarded everywhere. In a secluded corner of the forest, there is a giant wolf biting a small husky named 205. The owner of this husky is our story protagonist named Ye Qianxing, a normal student with blue hair and a thin body. At this moment, he keeps calling 205 in a hope that it was still alive, but it's already dead. It died at the mouth of the wolf. He was bullied by the owner of the giant wolf named Juwai, a young spirit master who also stepped on his head. Both of them look the same age, but Juwai is much stronger than Ye Qianxing. Together with Juwai, there are also two young men calling Ye Qianxing useless for being a person who can't form a contract to be a spirit master. The terrifying wolf is as tall as an adult crawling beside Ye Qianxing. It has sharp fangs and long nails. The wolf's mouth was facing Ye Qianxing, and by looking at its big mouth, Ye Qianxing was actually in fear. While they are having fun, a soft but icy female voice sounded, rescuing Ye Qianxing from these men. You've already assaulted his pet and beat him up till that state. It's about time you stop. No matter what, he is still my little brother, so don't make it difficult for me. The girl calmly said in a belligerent voice with terrible eyes straightly looking at these men. This girl's name is Ruoxi, Ye Qianxing's older stepsister. Because of her, the men left and Ruoxi immediately approached Ye Qianxing, reminding him that he's still a normal person that can't be able to win against a spirit master. Ye Qianxing didn't respond as he was focusing on his pet, and he can't accept the fact that it was not alive anymore. Juwai's family is too powerful, that's why Ruoxi warned him not to fight against Juwai. If it happens, no one will say anything to support his side. Up until this point, he still ignores his sister. Ye Qianxing, 205 is already dead. It's only a normal dog, so you don't have to be so sad, Ruoxi uttered, which forced Ye Qianxing to respond by telling her that she doesn't need to give any comfort since they both are not the same. Ruoxi is already a spirit master while Ye Qianxing is only a normal human with a normal pet. He has mixed emotions and his tears started to fall. He vows that one day, he will become a spirit master that is much stronger than Juwai and the others. When the night comes, Ye Qianxing was still in the forest alone, dug a hole with his bare hands, and was drenched with blood in his hands, but he didn't care at all. He was still in pain while talking to his pet 205, remembering the day when he was young and 205 the one who would willingly stay by his side and the only one who never avoided a normal person like him. Ye Qianxing is an orphan, but he didn't feel alone because of 205, and he was very determined to take revenge on the part of his pet. He was hugging 205 and couldn't help the sadness in his heart. Suddenly, there is shining something from above, and a seemingly illusory mechanical sound rang with the system in front of him. The Spirit Pet Creation Simulator's system has been activated by the host blood. The host can independently simulate and create a spirit pet through this system. The robot like a pet uttered. Upon seeing it, Ye Qianxing was confused, but the system explained that creating a spirit pet requires materials that the host can find on his own. The system will also provide the host with a mysterious treasure chest from time to time. Ye Qianxing was given a mysterious treasure chest as his initial reward, and the system asked him if he wanted to open it right away. Because of confusion, he answered yes without any hesitations. Immediately, he seemed to have hallucinations. In front of his eyes, a treasure chest emitting golden rays of light suddenly opened and 4 things burst out. He was given a hellfire, a type of fire from the Netherworld that can burn the soul, 5-star materials. He also received 4.5-star material drops of blood from an ancient god that contains terrifying power. Another one is a 3-star material group of mysterious spirits. And lastly, a 5-star material ancient forbidden item that has the ability to manipulate time, but it was currently in a broken state. At this point, Ye Qianxing asked if these were materials to create a spirit pet, and the system confirmed it. System has scanned that besides the host, there is a critically injured and dying 5-star material, which is the mutated Husky. Ye Qianxing glanced at his pet 205 and asked the system if he can revive his pet's life. According to the system, spirit pets are also considered materials by the system. The drop of blood in the 4 items contains large amounts of power, so there's a very big chance that Ye Qianxing can revive 205. The system recommends adding the blue light mass and netherworld fire to increase the attributes of the created spirit pet. Ye Qianxing finally understood the explanation of the system and he couldn't help getting excited. He immediately grabbed the opportunity. His pet 205 suddenly lifted up and evolved into an F5 level demon-type Cerberus form with several skills. Its appearance was transformed differently. It becomes so huge with sharp fangs, blazing eyes, and a blue flame all over his body. The system notified that Ye Qianxing has created a spirit pet for the first time. Because of this, he has been rewarded with skill +1. And he can now fuse 2 skills of the spirit pet, which means he can use 205's ability. Ye Qianxing was too delighted and chose Nether Fire Strike and Shock skills. Soul Shock targets no higher than 2 level 5 and affects combat power, while the Nether Fire Strike can summon the Nether Flame to attack. It can deal both physical and soul damage. At this point, Ye Qianxing feels like he was brimming with power and very confident that he can now defeat an F-rank spirit pet by himself. The system asked him to sign a contract with the spirit pet, but before he can answer, he recalls a part of his past when he was 5 years old. At that time, his spiritual power was affected because of an accident. That's why he have been unable to become a spirit master. He was confused up until now if he can become a spirit master. According to the system, contracting with a spirit pet created by them has a 100% chance of success, and because of that, Ye Qianxing decided to try it himself. He bit his index finger and pressed a drop of blood on the center of the eyebrow of his pet 205, and 205 did not resist either. After just a minute, the contract had succeeded, and the first word that Ye Qianxing heard from his pet is master. He hugged 205 because of his happiness that he can now form a contract, and the best part is that he can now communicate with his pet. Since 205's appearance now can possibly scare people, Ye Qianxing asked him to turn back to his original form. The next moment, the blue flame on 205 disappeared and the body shape returned to its previous shape. Ye Qianxing was amazed at the transformation of his pet and confidently said that no one can underestimate them both from now on. Tomorrow, I'll get those people who hurt you to pay for what they did, Ye Qianxing uttered. Meanwhile, Ye Qianxing arrives at his home. His stepmother was nagging him for coming home late wearing dirty clothes. I already told you before that I won't be buying you new clothes. You might as well go to school naked next time, his mother stated with an angry tone. His stepfather and stepsister Ruoxi sitting on the sofa witnessing the scene. Ye Qianxing turned a blind eye, which made his adoptive mother frown and looked at him with scrutiny. Do you think I wouldn't dare to chase you out and let you go back to being that parentless orphan again? His mother added. Ye Qianxing has long been accustomed to the words of his adoptive mother. When he was 5, an accident caused him to become mentally injured, and his parents mysteriously disappeared in that accident. After he recovered, he was sent to the orphanage. When he was 6, he was adopted by his current family, but they had a daughter as well. Later on, they quickly discovered that Ye Qianxing's spiritual powers were damaged, and he who can unable to contract with a spirit pet became a lower class in this society. The law stipulates that adopted orphans must be raised to the age of 16, so his adopted parents could only reluctantly accept him. Unfortunately, their attitude towards Ye Qianxing becomes extremely bad. Even if he didn't do anything, they will scold and hit him, and he cannot do anything but accept his fate. Now that he finally becomes strong, he doesn't have a reason to endure this anymore. What did you just say now? He suddenly uttered while facing his adoptive mother. Ruoxi was shocked upon hearing it, and all of them didn't expect his actions. His mother was so mad at him, and his adoptive father was on the side staring at him with anger. In this era, 16 is the legal age of majority. Ye Qianxing will be 16 in a few months. When the time comes, he will definitely be kicked out of this house. Because of his actions now, his mother sees him as an ungrateful son. He was raised by his adoptive parents for 10 years, and this is the first time that he dares to answer them, which makes their blood boil out of anger. Get out of this house, his mother shouted. Sure, I also don't want to stay in this place anymore. These few years, when have you guys treated me like your family? Ye Qianxing answered and walked away. On the dimly lit street, Ye Qianxing walked carrying a suitcase, seeming to be thinking how difficult to live that he was now alone. He who owns the system isn't thinking about how to survive but how to live better, a life that is much better than anyone else. While he was walking, someone behind him shouted his name. It is Ruoxi, who was his nominal elder sister a while ago, and now they have nothing to do with each other. She persuades her mother to let Ye Qianxing stay, and she asked Ye Qianxing to come back and apologize to her mother. Ye Qianxing was slightly taken aback when he heard Ruoxi's words, but still, he doesn't want to go back and asked for forgiveness as he believes that he doesn't do anything wrong. Ruoxi heard the stubbornness in Ye Qianxing's words, and since she cannot force Ye Qianxing, she took a wad of money from her pocket and handed it to Ye Qianxing, since she knows that living alone needs money for the expenses. Ye Qianxing was puzzled and feels touched by Ruoxi's actions. Even though Ruoxi is his sister only by name, she was the only one who didn't make fun of him when everyone was laughing at him for begging unable to become a spirit master. She didn't treat Ye Qianxing well, but she also didn't join those who bullied Ye Qianxing. I'll consider this as money I borrowed from you, so I'll return it next time," Ye Qianxing stated, and they both said goodbye to each other. Meanwhile, Ye Qianxing found a cheap apartment building that is 2,000 a month. The landlord said that there is a very pretty girl living in the other room of the apartment, but that girl is quite mysterious. She is often not at home and seems to have a bad temper. The landlord also warned him not to enter the wrong room at night, or else he can be possibly beaten to death. Ye Qianxing feels a little bit curious, but he doesn't mind at it and fell asleep. The next day, Ye Qianxing went to school, and as soon as he entered the classroom, Juwai approached him right away and wondered about his bounds that have healed in just one night. Ye Qianxing, that fake spirit pet 205 is already dead, so why are you still coming to school? Juwai asked. He didn't know that Ye Qianxing is already strong now and wanted to take revenge for all he have done. Juwai walked to Ye Qianxing's body and looked at him with a sneer, but because Ye Qianxing was a head taller than him, Juwai had to look up at him. Juwai also realized this embarrassing problem and suddenly become annoyed. He was irritated to think that Ye Qianxing is lowering his head just to look straight-faced to him. While talking, Juwai also raised his hand to move toward Ye Qianxing to pat his head. Ye Qianxing before. This slap will definitely make him frightened, but today is different. Juwai's hand stopped abruptly and Ye Qianxing's wrist was clasped. Extremely angry, Juwai increased his strength a bit, trying to get rid of Ye Qianxing's hand, but Ye Qianxing's strength was surprisingly strong, and the hand clasped on his wrist was like a pair of iron tongs, and Juwai can't get rid of it at all. "You bastard, you're even fighting back," Juwai angrily stated. "Fighting back? I'll show you exactly what it means to fight back," Ye Qianxing answered with a cold tone, and the next moment he hears a crisp sound. Juwai's wrist was directly broken by Ye Qianxing. Juwai screamed in agony while Ye Qianxing stepped on his chest and kicked him directly a few meters away. The crowd couldn't believe that Ye Qianxing suddenly became so fierce and beat Juwai in an instant. Before he walked away, he warned Juwai that it is not the end of his revenge. Because of that, Juwai was in a rage and called out his ironback wolf. One leg emerged from it until a huge wolf appeared. It's a battle-type spirit pet, F3 level. The strangest of this wolf is it has no hair on its back, but sharp iron thorns. With the ironback wolf, Juwai's imposing manner also instantly changed. The ironback wolf attribute table appearing in front of Ye Qianxing. The system evaluation of it is 1.5 stars, which means that both the future development potential and the combat effectiveness in the spirit pet of the same level are very ordinary and can't even be compared to his 5-star spirit pet. After fusing 205 skills, he's confident that he can now able to fight against F3 spirit pets. "Ironback, rip him to shreds," Juwai demanded to his spirit pet. The ironback wolf suddenly roared while jumping towards Ye Qianxing, but Ye Qianxing remained unmoved at all. When it's almost near, Ye Qianxing activates his skill shock and the wolf froze above. Ye Qianxing raised his leg, kicking the abdomen of the wolf. The abdomen is the weakness of all wolf creatures, that's why he didn't ignore what the system informed him about it. The ironback wolf flew back while Juwai cursed and couldn't move until the ironback wolf hit him on the corner. Many students witnessed how Ye Qianxing defeated a spirit master and a ferocious wolf by himself. At this point, Juwai and the ironback wolf were furious and grit their teeth in annoyance. Ye Qianxing teased him, but suddenly, their majestic female voice sounded, putting an end to their fight. "Juwai, don't you know that you're not allowed to summon your spirit pet in the classroom?" the girl said. She has an outstanding appearance and looks the same age as Ye Qianxing. Juwai knew her. She was Xiaoyu. Juwai obviously changed his expression when he saw the girl, but immediately looked at Ye Qianxing. His eyes filled with anger again. "Mind your own business," Juwai said in an angry tone and ordered his ironback wolf to get ready. Obtained Juwai's order. The ironback wolf no longer hesitated and instantly lifted. Since Juwai was too hard-headed, Xiaoyu was forced to call out his spirit pet. A stream of heat instantly filled the entire classroom, and the temperature suddenly increased. Ye Qianxing was amazed at the fire-type 4-star spirit finch of Xiaoyu because he knows that its potential and power is very strong. Both Xiaoyu and Juwai's pets were about to fight, but a teacher suddenly came and asked them what was going on. They all felt nervous upon seeing the teacher. "Spirit pets are not allowed to be summoned in the classroom, Xiaoyu. Shouldn't you know that?" As the class monitor, Teacher Zhang stated in an angry tone. Xiaoyu resisted and explained that it was Juwai who summoned his spirit pet first and didn't listen to her warning. Teacher Zhang grips her lecture stick and told Juwai to dismiss his spirit pet and go to the infirmary to heal his wound. Juwai doesn't have a choice but to follow the elder and show some respect to his teacher. Xiaoyu also dismisses her spirit pet as to be fair. Before Juwai goes out, he stares at Ye Qianxing with an evil look and told him that he will not forget what happened. "Yes, I won't forget this either. That wrist is only just the beginning. I'll slowly repay you for what you did," Ye Qianxing answered, which was overheard by Teacher Zhang, who was puzzled by what he meant. She also witnessed how Ye Qianxing faced the Ironback Wolf with his strength alone, and because of that, she started to confuse, since in this school, Ye Qianxing know is very weak and it's impossible for them that he can defeat a spirit master. On the field, Ye Qianxing and Xiaoyu ran side by side. Xiaoyu, you shouldn't have been punished. What happened just now was me and Juwai's personal fight, Ye Qianxing said. Xiaoyu said that she could never just watch Juwai bully Ye Qianxing, that's why she interfered. They are running here in the field as the punishment to them by teacher Jiang. Before they go here to the field, the teacher said that Xiaoyu's spirit finch is a spirit pet that can deal very high damage and that could have easily hurt other students here in the classroom, that's why she gave punishment to Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu accepts the punishment while Ye Qianxing raised his hands and explained that the scene happened because of him and Zhu, which means he's also at fault as well. Let me be punished together with the class monitor, Ye Qianxing said, which was also approved by their teacher. Now, they need to run 5 rounds, and Ye Qianxing boasting as to how he beat Juwai. He smiled softly at Xiaoyu. In fact, he is very familiar with Xiaoyu. It's not an exaggeration to call childhood sweethearts Xiaoyu and Ye Qianxing knew each other from the orphanage. But Xiaoyu's spiritual power was extremely strong, which showed that she would become a talented spirit master. As a result, she was adopted by the vice president of the Jiangnan Royal Management Association. And with the large number of resources given to her, she became one of the strongest spirit masters among the younger generation. Xiaoyu seemed to be thinking of something. Her face suddenly changed, and she didn't know how to speak. She continually asked about Ye Qianxing's pet, and she heard that it was already dead in the mouth of the wolf of Juwai. Not just sadness but guilt flashed in her eyes. She knew that Juwai had to deal with Ye Qianxing because of her. According to her, Juwai is jealous of Ye Qianxing's relationship with Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu already rejected Juwai's confession before, and she didn't think that Juwai would really have the guts to let his pet murder another pet. She started to cry as she knew that 205 is Ye Qianxing's companion since he was child. Ye Qianxing saw the guilt in Xiaoyu's eyes and tapped her head with a wide smile on his face. Silly girl, it's not your fault. Juwai is the one who did wrong, Ye Qianxing said, which made Xiaoyu thrilled. Ye Qianxing told her that his pet 205 is still alive. With that, he opens the contract space to make Xiaoyu believe. Xiaoyu was amazed, and 205 comes out, plunged into her arms with his tongue out in a wide smile. She rubs 205's head on a slightly raised area, causing Ye Qianxing to be jealous. Ye Qianxing cursed while thinking how his pet living a better life than him. Xiaoyu thought and looked toward Ye Qianxing. To be precise, she was confused about how 205 gets summoned from the gate of contract. A surprised look formed on her face while holding 205. An idea comes up to his mind. She believes that Ye Qianxing finally became a spirit master and has formed a contract with his pet 205. Yep, I was lucky and got a few treasures. Not only did they heal 205, but they also managed to recover my lost spiritual power, Ye Qianxing answered. Xiaoyu was glad for him that from now on, he won't be eliminated in the final exams anymore since he become a spirit master. While they are talking in the field, they don't have any idea that Juwai is looking at them. He was holding his wound and vows that he will execute Ye Qianxing. Ye Qianxing returned to his apartment. When opening the door, he found out that it was not locked, even though he clearly remembered that it was locked before he go to school. When he entered, his eyes widened as he sees a beautiful silhouette appear in his eyes. There was a woman showering in the bathroom with an extremely sexy body. He then remembered what the landlord mentioned, that there is a beautiful mysterious girl from the other room. The girl comes out, which really made Ye Qianxing stunned and almost had a nosebleed seeing the beautiful girl who was naked at this time in front of him. This scene really made him feel a little overwhelmed for a while. The beautiful lady didn't expect anyone to come. She immediately go inside the bathroom while Ye Qianxing was still stunned while thinking that the landlord was right and that this girl is really pretty. After a second, she comes out to the bathroom covering a bath towel on her body while holding a dagger. Ye Qianxing quickly came back to his senses and greeted the girl while explaining that he did not know someone is showering. You're the one that the landlord mentioned, right? He asked, but the girl didn't give any answer. Instead, she ran toward Ye Qianxing and strike an attack using her dagger. Ye Qianxing was nervous but still managed to dodge and asked the girl what she was doing. The girl's cold face is a little bit surprised to think that Ye Qianxing managed to dodge her attack and concludes that this man in front of him has skills. The girl didn't stop attacking Ye Qianxing, but what he can do is to duck and avoid the dagger as much as he can. He tried to explain his side, but the girl doesn't believe him. Since the girl doesn't want to stop, she was caught directly with her hands and raised her arms to make her stop. Ye Qianxing had no choice but to push the girl down. The girl and his face turned red with their position. Lady, I mean you no harm, so please calm down first, Ye Qianxing said, and let the girl know that he was also a tenant in this apartment. He asked the girl if they should talk about this calmly, but the girl was still mad and demanded to release her. Ye Qianxing immediately gets up and apologizes to the lady. By the way, you won't do anything with that knife again, right? He asked, and the girl nodded, but still, she suddenly kicked Ye Qianxing and almost hit his balls. Good thing that he activates his skill shock. He was frightened to think that he almost lost his manhood. Lady, you didn't keep your word. Didn't you say you won't do anything anymore? Ye Qianxing stated, but the girl answered saying that she keep her word not to use the knife, but instead, she used her leg. At this rate, the girl wondered why she cannot control her body and felt that her soul seemed to be attacked by some power from Ye Qianxing. After seconds, the girl regained her senses. Seeing her didn't seem to attack Ye Qianxing, he finally feels relief and explained that he moved in yesterday and heard from the landlord about her. What happened earlier was just a misunderstanding. He added. He also blamed the girl for being at fault for coming out naked after showering. The girl turned away and warned him to forget what happened if he doesn't want to be slaughtered. She walked straight to her room. Ye Qianxing agreed with the landlord that this lady really had a bad temper. The next day, Ye Qianxing did not go to school, but instead, he directly go to the Mercenary City. This place is the gathering place for all mercenaries in Jiangnan City where they can receive tasks and earn commissions. There are many staff members in the lobby who are responsible for receiving mercenaries who come to receive tasks. It can be imagined as a place similar to a bank. This is Ye Qianxing's first time coming here, and he was told that he needs a mercenary badge to take a mission, but he doesn't have any idea what it is or how to get this kind of badge. The receptionist explained that he will be automatically given a mercenary badge as long as he join a mercenary group officially registered with the Mercenary Association. She advised Ye Qianxing to follow the guide map that's next to the city gate to get to the recruitment place, since there are many groups there looking for teammates. After listening to the receptionist's explanation, Ye Qianxing understood that he still had to join the mercenary group. He bowed down and thanked the receptionist and told her that he will come back after finding a group. Esteemed Spirit Master, you're too kind. It is my duty to serve you, the lady said. He turned to leave, and in just a few steps, a big man came and jumped the queue. He heard the gossip of the two young men saying that this tall man is an E-rank spirit master named Qiu Wu. The Iron Blood mercenary group ranked first in the Mercenary City. Oi, chick, any missions I can take now? Qiu Wu asked to the receptionist, who looks frightened and trembling because of his appearance. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Till next time.